let's go through lesson 2.1. Like I said, these are going to be on the properties, which are also rules of numbers, okay? Strike one, or no, strike two. Uh-oh. One more strike and you'll have an extra party to sign it. So, these are the rules that you can use when you're doing math computation, okay? First one is the commutative property, and the commutative property works for both addition or multiplication. What it says is that you can switch the order of the numbers around and get the same answer. So if you see 5 plus 3, but you don't remember 5 plus 3, you remember 3 plus 5, you know that that equals the same answer. Or if you see 5 times negative 3 and you can't remember what 5 times negative 3 is, but you know what negative 3 times 5 is, then you can get the same answer. Okay? The number commutes to a different location. So in other words, you can move the number as long as it's as long as you have addition or multiplication, you can move the number to a different place in the expression and get the same answer. Okay? The associative property always involves parentheses, because what that does is says that you can switch the order in which you add a group of numbers together. So without changing the order of the numbers, you can add the first two numbers and then the third number, or you can change the parentheses and add the second two numbers first and then the first number. That's what reassociating the numbers mean, or the associative property. Again, that only works for multiplication and addition. Okay? And then, we've got two identity properties to talk about. My favorite one, multiplicative identity property. That's the identity property of multiplication. And that says that any number times 1 equals the number's identity. All right? Later on, you'll hear that more in algebra. Identifying the number. The number 1 identifies the number when you multiply it by the term. So 5 times 1 is 5. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. N times 1 is n. That's called the multiplicative identity property. Then there's also an additive identity property. Any number plus 0 identifies the number. So 5 plus 0 is 5. Negative 3 plus 0 is negative 3. Any number plus 0 equals that number. Okay? Now I know that you know the answer, but now you know that it's called the additive identity property. Because you'll have to be familiar with these properties as you go through algebra. Now, one of the ways that these properties are used is in doing mental math. And the goal in doing mental math is to put the numbers together in maybe a different order or in a different way so that you can make hundreds or tens or thousands, make powers of 10, or to change the problem in a different way so that you can do the answer, find the answer mentally. Okay? Here's an example. 3 times 25 times 4. And so rather than doing that in the order that it's written from left to right, if you reassociate the 25 with the 4 and do that first, it makes 100. And so doing 100 times 3 is easier than doing 75 times 4 for some people. Especially if it wasn't 3, if it was 12, for example, or 37. 37 times 25 times 4 would be a lot easier if you did 25 times 4 first, and then multiply by 37. So by changing the order, you can make 100 and then multiply the number by 100. That's a lot simpler. You can use things like compensation as a strategy. Yeah, I don't think you'll have to do that in this lesson though. We'll just be using those properties. Yeah. Just those properties that are listed. So don't worry about the compensation portion yet. Okay? Sure.
Oh.
Your assignment is on page 71, and I'll let you have time to work on that. I want you to start with number 4. And do 4 through 26 evens. 4 through 26. Okay? Now, when you're doing the section on using mental math strategies, like in number 10, you need to copy the problem, 5 plus 23 in parentheses, plus 65, okay? And then, since it says use a mental math strategy to simplify the expression, what you have to do is show the mental math strategy that you're using, okay? So, show changing the order. If you're going to use the commutative property, it says you can change the order. And so you could do 5 plus 65 plus 23. And move the 65 to the middle. That's the commutative property. Or you could change the problem by using the associative property. So whatever strategy you're using, you have to show that. And then write 70 plus 23 is 93. So you have to use the properties in order to write the answer, okay? I'll do one more for you, number 12. 9 plus 14 plus 1. So, again, you change the order and do 9 plus 1, that equals 10. And then plus 14, and that equals 24. And so that shows using the commutative property again. Okay? Page 71.
For 4 through 9, do we have to write down the problem and then name it, or can we just put the name?
You can just write the name. And you may use shorthand. You can use, so for example, if I was doing number 5, I would write the ID prop of add. Okay? ID stands for identity. Prop of add stands for property of addition. 4 through 32 evens?
Yep. No, 26.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
easy.
that.
Okay. 4 to 26 evens.
What was this?